Hi everybody. I have got some requests to do a shorter video explaining the JazzHack, the system, and everything that's on the website. I've made several videos going through more simpler tunes like Autumn Leaves, all the way up to Stella by Starlight, teaching how to do the major scale and variations of it and all that sort of stuff. But for people that know how to play the major scale and just want to kind of hear what the system is and how it works and how maybe they can use it or how it might help them, this is for you. So hopefully you know the major scale, and that's why you hear it. There's some kids outside on the trampoline, so if you hear any screaming, it's I don't have any prisoners in the closet. So we'll use Stella by Starlight as an example. It's a great tune to show off the system, because Autumn Leaves you can basically play the major scale through most of the tune and it sounds pretty good. But that does not work with Stella by Starlight. So on jazz-hack.com website, you'll see this chart along with the explanation explaining how to go through it stepwise. But maybe you don't need stepwise. Maybe you just want to look at a chart and give it a go. So like I said, hopefully you know the major scale. Here is a chart with the chords to Stella by Starlight. Below each chord, or not every chord, but every chord that's out of the key, and hopefully you know what that means, there is a number with either a sharp or a flat beside it. And to use the system, we're going to base the whole tune off of the major scale, and in this case the B flat major scale, which is the tune. This tune is in B flat. So any chords, let me see there, that don't have any what we call deviations, no numbers written under them, you just play the major scale and use your infinite wisdom to make great melodies with the major scale over those chords. The chords that have deviations written under it, like the first chord, the E minor 7 flat 5, instead of thinking of an E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio or a chord scale, we're going to just think of that B flat major scale, except we're going to sharpen the fourth step of it. Now by sharpening the fourth step of that, you get the notes that work over, not that chord, that chord. Okay? So this is kind of an approach that teaches you almost like you're playing by ear, but you're not. That's hard for most people to play jazz by ear. I think people that don't play jazz, to play jazz by ear is very difficult. But this kind of teaches you the steps that that will emulate something like that very quickly, within weeks, not years, as we say. So, like I said, sharp 4 on the E minor 7, flat 5. You flatten the third of the scale on the A7, and then the next two chords are just the B flat major scale. On the website, there'll be backing tracks for you to practice each separate deviation, but that's basically how the system works. I've laid out the entire tune so you can know where all the different notes that you need to deviate or change are, and you can go through and practice and try and see if that's an easier way to do it instead of thinking of new scales or new arpeggios or whatever you usually have done. To just alter the notes on the major scale and see if you can make some nice music. Give it a try and see how it works for you. So here is the system in action a little bit. Here's the B flat 7, or B flat major 7, sorry. And the major scale, just a B flat major scale. So here's the first chord, the E minor 7 flat 5, and the deviation here is the sharp 4. And then you go to the A7. And the next two chords are just the C minor 7 and F7, and then you just play something out of the major scale. And piece that all together and start creating some melodies. That is the JazzHack system. If you know your major scale and know all that sort of stuff, it does not take long to dive into a tune like this and give it a try and see if it's easier than what you have been doing before, and also see if you can play a nicer solo. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to do here, right, is play nice solos. So see if it works for you, give it a try, and happy jamming.